Well, fans coming into Citizens Bank Park this afternoon getting their hands on the one-man band DVD, starring, of course, the Philly Fanatic. And for the final time this season, the Phillies and Cubs will take the field with the home team trying to even up the score. It's a perfect Sunday afternoon for baseball and a perfect afternoon for Weekends with Schmidt, presented by Acme Markets. Hi, everybody, and welcome into Phillies baseball alongside Matt Stairs and Mike Schmidt. I'm Greg Murphy in for Tom McCarthy today. Game 4 of this 4-game set between the Phillies and the Cubs. The Phillies win last night in dramatic fashion. They do it in a walk-off fashion in the 9th inning, and the hero in this one was Cody Ashley, Mike, and that was good to see because you want to see Cody Ashley succeed in the month of September.
That's right, Murph. Being an old third baseman, he's a favorite of mine as well. And he's one player in the recent generation that we can call our own. He is a homegrown Philadelphia minor league player. He came right out of our system. Cody will be the first to admit, though, when you look at 10 home runs and 40 to 45 RBIs with a 400 at-bat season, that's not enough for a corner infielder, corner outfielder. And I know he's going to have to make some adjustments in this offseason going forward. And he has had great flashes of brilliance, no question. And last night was definitely one of them. And here it is. You see that grim fastball right down the middle. First pitch, little top hand, Matt. I know you love that. Nice little low finish. Lines it off the Budweiser sign in right field. And got us home before midnight. What a beautiful thing, right? There you see how much everybody loves Cody. So it's a nice thing to see, and hopefully in the next 20, 25 games of the season, something big for Cody will happen. Exactly 1 year to the date after his original walk-off home run on September the 12th. He does it again, Matt. And he wasn't the only young player for this Phillies team that certainly raised some eyebrows and did some good things yesterday. Kenny Giles, of course, came in the 8th inning, got that final out in the 8th inning, and then finished up the 9th before the walk-off, and he's been good all season long.
He really has. It doesn't matter the situation, if he's setting up or closing. I just love the fact that he can go out there and he can climb the ladder with his fastball. His fastball has jumped up to 98, 99. He's hit 100 a few times. The slider is the pitch that is devastating. Even though he threw a backup slider here, it was still up in the zone, hard to barrel up. Ever since he took over as closer, check out the numbers. The ERA of 0.49, unbelievable in 16 games. 12 for 12 in a safe situation. Strikeouts 24. He's still a guy that's very finding his way with closing if he wants to throw a slider or fastball, and it makes it very uncomfortable for a hitter when you step in facing the closer, knowing that one, he can hit the backstop with a fastball, but then you can hit the corner low and away, so really you don't have a hard time looking what you're going to look for, especially for a guy who can throw a fastball and a slider for strikes. It makes it very tough on hitters.
Well, he doesn't get the save last night. Instead, he gets the win in that one, and the Phils are able to get game number 3. Looking for game number 4 tonight against the Cubs. It'll be Aaron Harang making his 26th start for the Phils. Dan Herron takes the baseball for the Cubs, his 29th start of the season. Lineups and first pitch after this. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Citizens Bank, one deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Toyota, where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com today to find out. Toyota, let's go places. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Madden and the Chicago Cubs. They won the first two of this series, sweeping that doubleheader. The Phils got game 3, and we are underway as Aaron Harang has the ball and on the mound. First pitch into Dexter Fowler is over for a strike. This game gets underway right at 1:35. One's outside for a ball. It's 1-1 to Dexter Fowler. Comes into the game batting .255, 17 home runs and 42 RBIs out of that leadoff spot. Hasn't had a whole lot of success against Aaron Harang. Swings through that one. It's 2-2. Here you see Harang's numbers: 25 starts, 5-15 this year with an ERA of 5.02. A lot of home runs from the opponents, 21 of them so far this season, as that one drifts outside for a ball, and it's a 2-2 count to Dexter Fowler.
Sorry, Murph, take a look at the scouting report. It's a 5-pitch pitcher. His last outing, he only used 3 of the 5 pitches: fastball, slider, and change. And he's averaging 16.5 pitches per innings this year so far. So I can see him get down a little lower, pound the strike zone a little more.
The count is even 2-2 to Fowler. And that one is a ground ball, second base. And he's up with it. And that's the first out of the game. And today's starting lineup is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. You saw Fowler in the leadoff spot. Kyle Schwarber will bat second. He'll play left field, followed by Chris Coghlan and Anthony Rizzo. Batting fifth and playing third base is Chris Bryant. Doing the catching, Miguel Montero. Starlin Castro gets the start at second base. The pitcher, Dan Harron, will bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is Addison Russell. So one down, and in steps Kyle Schwarber. He's done some damage in this series, gentlemen. 3 home runs already this series. One of the real special young players on this Cubs roster. Here's the damage he did last night.
Fastball inside. Never seen him hit a home run to center, hit a home to the left center. Now he shows his full power.
So 16 home runs out of 47 hits, 176 at-bats.
Pretty good production.
That's the production you need out of a corner outfielder.
Yeah, how about this? He's the first Cubs player to have 16 home runs in his first 52 career games in the history of the Cubs franchise. No one's ever done that before, and he has done it. The count is even up at 2-2.
Well, he made it look so easy 2 nights ago in the doubleheader. Looks like he's not trying all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, really.
Usually he has one out of here by now.
He's seen 5 pitches already. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Harang. Just outside for a ball. It's 3-2.
Just outside.
A little bit out.
Harang gets his sign from Cameron Rupp. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So the first strikeout for Aaron Harang. Kyle Schwarber is the victim, and that'll bring us to our Nissan keys to the game.
Well, and key number 1 for me is see how Bryant moves around at third base. We saw yesterday he tried to do the exchange. He balled it a little bit. I'd like to see a few bunt attempts today versus towards third base.
Yeah, we haven't seen one yet with him at third, so we should. Did you mention that to anybody downstairs?
No.
My key is Cameron Rupp. We talked a little bit about him last night. He hasn't been hitting well as of late, and we focused last night on that number 9 on his front shoulder and how it was pulling out toward the Cubs dugout every time he swung the bat, and that's not good. We used to call that pulling off the ball. So he's coming off of it, and he needs to correct that. That's something we used to feel all the time, was that sensation of stepping in the bucket or pulling off the ball. So we'll be watching that today.
We'll keep our eye on that. The count is 2-0 to Chris Coghlan, batting .250 this season with 15 home runs and 39 RBIs. And he swings and hits that one to left field, going back onto his Altair at the track, at the wall. He jumps, and it's off the top of the wall. Coghlan's going around second, and the ball's in front of Altair. Here comes the throw into third. Head first slide, not in time. And it is a triple for Chris Coghlan. The first hit of the game. Some gutsy base running as that ball was right there in front of him. Aaron Altair makes a good throw, but just not in time.
Well, I need to see it again. It looked like Cody. It looked like Cody could have caught that ball in the air. Now let's watch this throw in here. It's a heck of a try. Actually, could have caught that ball. You see the athleticism of Altair right now, and Cody kind of doesn't catch it in the air. You know what I'm saying? It almost looks like if he'd have caught it in the air, he could have quick tagged him. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was going to be safe anyway. Let's look one more time.
Well, I think it's where Cody is with the throw. He's behind the bag.
I think he was going to be safe easily. That's what the reason Cody took the ball where he did. I don't think that was that great a base running. You don't want to make the third out of third base.
I think if Aaron Altair had another chance at that, he catches that ball more often than not, I would think. That one hit off the top of the wall just to the side of his glove. Well, that'll bring up Anthony Rizzo. He swings to the first pitch. It's 0-1 to Rizzo.
Well, and we're lucky right now because the wind is absolutely howling to right field, which I think that ball would have been probably gone if the wind wasn't blowing the way it is.
So Rang will try to get out of this without any further damage. That's inside for ball. That actually hit him. Hit him on the back leg, and that is the 26th time that Anthony Rizzo has been hit by a pitch this year, which leads all of baseball. There you see the wind coming out of the west, 12 miles an hour. The temperatures have dropped a little bit as well. 71 degrees now. Anthony Rizzo hit by a pitch for the second consecutive game. That'll bring up Chris Bryant. Look at those numbers. 6 for 14 in this series, but 6 strikeouts as well. So it's been all or nothing for Chris Bryant. First pitch, ground ball to the shortstop, and it gets past Freddie Galvis. That's going to score a run. Both runners will move up the base. There's at first and second. Another RBI for Chris Bryant.
That's where he's making a mad dash for 100. I think he came in with 88, didn't he?
Yep, wow. Now up to 92 on the season.
And another RBI with 2 outs.
And Harang should be mad. I saw him slam that ball into the ground when he threw it in the dugout. He should be mad. I mean, you know the Cubs are an aggressive first ball hitting team. I know that's a curveball, a get over curveball. Golly, I just believe you gotta set those pitches up. They just don't stand there and take the first pitch, especially with men in scoring position.
Miguel Montero is the batter. He takes that first pitch outside for a ball, and that was just out of the reach of Freddie Galvis as well, going to his left. Montero catching his 3rd straight game in this series. Fouls that one straight back. So 2 on and 2 out here at the top of the first. 1 run across for the Cubs. Anthony Rizzo down at second. He was hit by a pitch. Chris Bryant singled. He's at first. Rang steps off. He has his sign from the belt. The 1-1 pitch is over for a strike. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside for a ball. It's 2-2 now to Miguel Montero. Montero 244, 15 home runs, 50 RBIs. See the umpires Eric Cooper behind the plate. Quinn Walcott down there at first. Lance Barksdale's at second. Ryan Blakely at third. Cooper is the crew chief behind the plate. That pitch is over the outside corner for a called third strike. So that's the third out of the inning. Aaron Harang gets out of the inning without any further damage, but the Cubs are able to push one across in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the inning. They lead by 1. Deficit after the top of the first inning. Hoping his lineup can pull them back even or put some more on the board. Today's starting lineup is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. And this is the lineup for Pete McCann. Cesar Hernandez will lead off. He'll play second. Freddie Galvis is your shortstop. He'll bat second. Odubel Herrera will play center field and bat third, followed by Aaron Altair, Ryan Howard, Cameron Rupp doing the catching. Brian Bogusevic gets the start. He'll play right field. Cody Ashe, the hero from last night, is down there at third base. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth and pitching is Aaron Harang. First pitch to Cesar Hernandez from Dan Harron is over for a strike.
Two very similar pitchers here today, Harang and Harron. They have to sort of massage their way through the game. Very similar.
Both guys have been around for quite some time. And Dan Harron, age 34, Pepperdine University. It's inside for a ball. It's 1-2.
You check out the scouting report on Dan Harron. Not overpowering, 4-pitch pitcher. Slider 42% of the time, and a heater 37% of the time. Holy Larry Anderson.
And that one is a called third strike. On the outside corner, Hernandez disagreed with Eric Cooper, but that's the first out of the inning.
I don't know. Ball's close enough to call. It's close enough to swing at. And this does not look like that much of a borderline pitch. I mean, you know, that's the kind of pitch you're kind of hoping for, isn't it? With 2 strikes to get you out of that count.
Freddie Galvis will step in. Galvis batting .263. It's low and inside for a ball. 6 home runs, 37 RBIs. One's over for a strike. Seen Freddie Galvis in the 2-hole a lot this season. Started the season as the number 2 hitter. He was hot early on as he lines that one to right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Ground first, but stop right there. So it's a base hit for Freddie Galvis, the first one of the afternoon for the Phillies.
Freddie didn't hit that ball very well. It looked like he got it down on the handle a little bit, but he threw it out there where there was nobody to catch it. And he's got himself a single to start Sunday's game off.
That'll bring up Odubel Herrera. Batting .297 with his 8 home runs and 40 RBIs. Just 2 for 11 in this series with 5 strikeouts.
Matt, I'm with you. Last night you mentioned it. I think it's a really good point. We were energetic on the bases, stealing, hitting, running. 2 or 3 weeks ago. Man, it's been dead in that regard.
Line drive just out of the reach of Starlin Castro. That'll be a base hit for Herrera. First pitch swinging. So Phillies have runners in first and second.
But hopefully we get back to that. I think that's a good way to play the game, especially our team. You look at our team, we don't have a lot of power. We're our cleanup hitter. We don't really have any power until Ryan Howard gets up there.
Well, and I liked what Cody Ashley said after the game last night during the interview. We played with the energy today. And they should play with energy. They're a very young team. They have a lot to play for in September.
Yeah, we touched on it yesterday because Pete Mackanin actually had a closed-door meeting with his team, and that was the message. Hey, let's remember that September counts as well, and a lot of you guys, especially a lot of these young guys, there are no guarantees for next season. So remember that as you take the field each and every time in these final 3 weeks of the season.
I'll tell you, this in September, some of the most important most important things going on is for the hitters on the field today. They have to prove that they can play in September.
I think for you to... Oh, go ahead.
Well, today's Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Tom McHugh from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Phillies hit a home run in the game. Tom's going to win $100. So good luck, Tom.
If you'd have told Aaron Altair you're going to be hitting cleanup September 13th back in spring training, he'd have believed you.
Probably not. Probably not. As it fouls that one back, and it's 2-1 to Altair.
That's a perfect example of the kind of pitcher that Herron is. 2-0 cutter. Looked like it was going to cut off the plate. Yep. He got the strike.
He pitches backwards. Ahead in the count, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, off speed. Behind in the count, he'll pound the strike zone.
And he gets that one over the corner. It's 2-2 now to Aaron Altair. Aaron was drafted by the Cardinals back in the second round in the 2002 Major League Amateur Draft. 2-2 pitch outside for a ball. It's 3-2. He's been around. Spent time with the Cardinals, the A's, Arizona, the Angels, Washington, the Dodgers, and this year Miami and now Chicago. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped foul. Giving chase is Anthony Rizzo, and he'll run out of room. About 4 rows deep. He'll do it again.
So where do you take this ball if you're the catcher? Third base? Second base? On a strikeout?
Well, and usually this is a situation where you want your first baseman to play a little closer to the runner at first. That way you can throw behind and get the runner at second base. Now you see Rizzo coming over, keeping him close. So now I say they're going to throw to second base.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Runners are going, but it's outside for a ball, so he walks him. And the Phils have him loaded.
How's he know he didn't call that? Wasn't going to call that a strike? The catcher.
Well, that's true. You're saying he should have thrown it. Yeah.
You know how you always say there's something in baseball you see something new every day. I've never seen a first baseman hold a base runner on at first base when someone's at second base, so he doesn't get a good jump.
So the answer probably was they want to throw straight through.
Oh, absolutely.
We got a little something going here, guys. We got our 5-hole hitter up with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Ryan Howard steps in, batting .228. Couple of hits in his last 2 games. He takes that one a little inside and high for a ball. It's 1-0. Bases loaded for the Phils, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first, the Cubs lead it 1-0, but the Phils looking to change that right here. Side and low for a ball. It's 2-0.
Nice block by Montero. No intentions of catching that ball. He just wanted to keep the ball in front of him.
Tough pitch for Herron right here.
If you're Ryan Howard right now, you're liking where you're sitting. The 2-0 pitch, swung on and lined down the right field line, but foul.
Wow.
Howard hit it hard, but couldn't keep it fair.
It's just one of those pitches where you got to say, well, here it comes, Ryan.
A little cutter, just enough to get out in front of Ryan Howard, and he hooks it down the right field corner. Which I have no problems him pulling a 2-0 pitch.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Howard, and it's a little bit low for a ball. It's 3-1.
Here we go, that same pitch again.
Cameron Rupp waits on deck. Three-1 pitch, swung on, hit fly ball to center field. Dexter Fowler's going to go back. That's probably deep enough to score Freddie Galvis. And yeah, the throw will go to third. Galvis comes across the score. Sacrifice fly for Ryan Howard, and we're all tied up at 1.
Yeah, we'll take that. You know, sacrifice fly is the worst thing that happens. It's an RBI. Ties the game up. I'm sure Ryan wanted more out of that pitch.
Well, that'll bring up Cameron Rupp. Runners now on first and second. Herrera down there at second, and Altair over at first. One of your keys to the game, Mike, is watching that shoulder, right?
It's not on his shirt today.
That's right.
With number 9.
We're going to have to look at something else.
Put a 9 on there.
Dan Herron misses the strike zone again. It's 2-0 to Cameron Rupp. You see the breakdown. 22 pitches for Herron. 11 balls, 11 strikes. The 2-0 pitch to Rupp. Swung on, ground ball, past the diving shortstop and into left field. Here comes Schwarber coming up, throwing the play at the plate. The throw is offline, and Herrera scores. Cameron Rupp cruises into second. Altair into third. And the Phillies have a 2-1 lead.
Well, he was my key to the game today. Now, I can't say based on that swing and that hit ball that the shoulder stayed down and over the ball.
But it was better.
Well, it was a straight pitch, and he was able to hook it between third and short. Sometimes something like that will get you going. Watch that front shoulder go. Boom! See? That front shoulder is gone. Now, in a perfect world, that ball's lined up the middle or the right center.
So Brian Bogusevic will step in, playing right field today. First pitch to Bogusevic is over for a strike. It's 0-1.
You know, it doesn't say that in the box score tomorrow, does it? Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does not.
Pulled his left shoulder, but got an RBI.
The 1 pitch is fouled out of play. It's 0-2 to Brian Bogusevic.
I got at least 500 RBIs with that left shoulder flying out.
Whatever works. And you see his troubles in the first inning. It's inside to Bogusevic. It's 1-2.
Star of yesterday's game in the on-deck circle.
Cody Ashe.
That ought to get Bogey a couple of fastballs here.
It's inside and low. It's 2-2 to Brian Bogusevic. 6 games with the Phillies since being called up. Bogusevic 4 for 8 with a home run, 3 RBIs. Two pitch, swing and a miss, and he got him. So that's the third out of the inning. as Bogusevic goes down on strikes, but not before the Phils are able to get 2 in the bottom of the first. We head to the second. Phils lead it 2-1. For a 3-game series beginning tomorrow at 7:05, and then again on Tuesday and Wednesday also at 7:05. The Nationals clinging to some postseason hopes, but the New York Mets doing their best to put them in their rearview mirror. But come on out, watch the Phils and the Nats. You can order your tickets now at Phillies.com. Fans here enjoying a nice Sunday afternoon at Citizens Bank Park, although the cloud cover has rolled in. Bright blue skies have become a thing of the past right now. Aaron Harang has the baseball, and its first pitch to Starlin Castro is over for a strike. It's 0-1. It'll be Castro, Dan Haren, and Addison Russell. 7, 8, 9 for the Cubs. It's over for a strike. It's 0-2 to Starlin Castro.
Well, I will say this, that it was a borderline strike. But the last thing you want to do is make that gentleman, Eric Cooper, angry. Because that right hand will come up left and right for calls. Trust me by experience.
He punch you out a couple of times?
A few. Good guy, though. Good umpire.
There's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Third strikeout for Aaron Harang. The first one here in the top of the second. One down. That'll bring up Dan Haren. And Aaron Harang, one of the veterans on this team. And Leslie Goodell, with that veteran status, along comes some responsibility.
Yeah, the senior member of the pitching staff at 37 years old. His job isn't just on the mound. And Bob McClure, the pitching coach, actually started last year asking some of the veterans to come out during bullpen sessions for the other starters, for the younger starters. A.J. Burnett, the first to do it last year. Cliff Lee has taken part, and that is something Harang does on a regular basis. He thinks that, McClure thinks, that you take more from your peers as a player than you do from your coach, and that by hearing it from Harang or the other veterans, they're going to listen a little bit more. It's a different voice, but at the same time, there's also the part that McClure feels is very important in any professional athlete, and that is that they have a really good filter, because I'm sure that the guys in the booth with you, Murph, can attest to the fact that a lot of people are trying to tell you what to do at any given time.
I think that is probably true. And Aaron Harang, 14 seasons in the big leagues, pitching in his 15th season now at age 37. And what about that, Mike, about taking more from your peers than maybe you do from your coaches from time to time?
As Haren grounds out to Freddie Galvis, I think it's an excellent statement. Great point, Leslie, and it's something that, in my opinion, has held back a lot of careers. think we have some young men on our team right now that are getting a lot of input from a lot of people, from Steve Henderson to, you know, Mizarok, when Ryan Sandberg was here, a Hall of Fame hitter. I'm wandering around, you know, you're really, and there's a lot of time in baseball. Matt would attest to this. There's a lot of sitting around, a lot of chance to BS about, you know, your craft, and so having a filter as a baseball player, and using it properly is a big part of achieving success.
Orang also feels that he needs to, guys, remind guys that you're at the top of the top. I don't care if you were good in Legion ball. It's what you do now that matters, and the way you conduct yourself as a big leaguer, and the respect that you have as a young player when you come into the clubhouse. So that's another part he takes in this as well.
Yeah, the game has probably been very easy for all of these guys for most of their lives, but now in the big leagues, things tend to get a little bit more difficult. You might see on the television there that the rains have arrived in Philadelphia. That changed quickly.
Yeah, we've already seen that on our radar. We got the radar working here.
So you knew that was coming?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not sure how hard it was going to come, but we got it on the radar. It's really not as hard as it looks on the monitor.
It always
here.
looks worse on the monitor. Well, here's the 3-2 pitch to Addison Russell. He lifts that one into left center field. Altera has it, makes the catch, and that's the final out of the inning. So 1-2-3 go the Cubs in the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the second. Phils with a 1-run lead. Opener with Bob's Early Bird Tailgate Special. The best way to start your Eagles game day is with breakfast on Broad. It's tomorrow morning over on the Comcast Network. Bottom of the second, Phillies and the Cubs. Phils with a 2-1 lead. 3 hits for the Phils, 2 for the Cubs. Cody Ashe steps in outside for a ball. It's Dan Herron's first pitch to Ashe. See, the rain is falling lightly. 1-0 pitch. It's over for a strike. It's 1-1.
It's that backdoor slider, backdoor cutter right there, which is, God, I used to hate that pitch. There it is again. Yep. You quit on it.
Catches the outside corner, so it's 1-2 now to Cody Ashe. And the struggles begin. Outside for a ball, it's 2-2. Yep, he just gave up. I don't need it that badly.
The fanatic and people putting those covers on are hilarious.
One's inside for a ball. It's 3-2 now to Cody Ashe. You see the walk-off home runs on the same date, back-to-back seasons. Not the first time it's happened. It's happened a couple times in the last 40 years, but Cody Ashe did it September 12th. His new favorite day. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's outside for a ball. He walked him. Cody Ashley's a leadoff base runner.
That's kind of 3-2 pitch you want, right?
And Cody Ashley last night was bringing the lumber, brought to you by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine.
Yeah, he was bringing the lumber, all right. First pitch fastball, very good top hand, and absolutely crushes it off the Budweiser sign for a nice walk-off victory and a well-needed victory last night.
Yeah, and we originally thought that it hit the foul pole out there in right field. As Ashley's on the run, and Harang fouls that one back below us. Ashley will have to go back. My call was off the foul pole, and I talked to Scott.
Was mine.
Yeah, as was Mike. I talked to Scott. From our angle, it certainly looked like it hit the foul pole. However, it did actually hit the Budweiser sign behind the foul pole.
I said it went through the pole.
Well, it had that kind of trajectory to it, for sure. The 0-1 pitch. Harang thinks about bunting, but pulls it back. It's 1-1 now to Aaron Harang.
I love the first pitch hit and run. I love it. Notice that pitch last night you were talking about, the home run.
Boink.
Right off the Budweiser sign.
But from our angle, which you can't see there.
That's not our angle.
No. And Aaron Harang gets the bunt down. It's a good one. Solo plays over to first. 1-4 goes to put out.
Perfect bunt by Aaron Harang.
That'll bring up the top of the order, Cesar Hernandez.
Not much else I can say about that. Nice attempt at a hit and run first pitch, and then he gets the bunt down perfectly.
Yeah, that's what you guys were talking about a little bit. Put these guys in motion. Make some things happen.
Sorry, Murphy. And also, the pitcher's coming up. First pitch is going to be a strike. So go ahead and do a hit and run. I like it.
And just pulls that one foul.
And trust me, when the pitcher gets in the batter's box and sees that he does not have the bunt, the first pitch, and it's a hit and run, he's very happy.
He's hacking.
He's all ginky.
The 1 pitch is high and outside for a ball. It's 1-1 to Cesar Hernandez as the skies have started to lighten. Citizens Bank Park. I think that was just going to be a quick passing squall. Am I right, or does the radar say differently?
Give it a few minutes.
Okay. Ashley leads off second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A little low for a ball. It's 2-1.
Hopefully Hernandez learned something from his first at bat. Do not get off the fastball. You always look fastball and you make the adjustment.
That was a good take right there, because he has that pitch in his mind, right? The fastball that struck him out. You do the same thing to Dan Herron that he's trying to do to you. You know what I mean? You got to work him over the same way he's trying to work you over.
1 pitch, fly ball, center field. Dexter Fowler drifts to his right, and he makes the catch. And Cody Ashley has to head on back. Well, it's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag PhillyPhotoDataStrongFan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's all brought to you by T-Mobile. 2 outs. Freddie Galvis is the batter. He singled his first at bat. Also scored a run.
I could tell he was taking. Told you last night, right?
Yep.
Huh?
You did.
Did you see that?
I didn't see it that time, but I remember you saying it last night.
Watch his foot go back now when he's hitting. Well, it didn't that time.
Inside for a ball.
He does it. He does it a lot more right-handed. There it goes. It's creeping back.
Time called. And you're saying when he's taking, it doesn't move.
Yeah, he just kind of stands there.
1 pitch, foul back. It's 1-2. Breakdown on Dan Herron, still not what you're looking for. 45 pitches, 22 balls, 23 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball foul.
Well, it's nice to see if you can get in the bullpen early, too. You know, last night they had a bullpen game. 6 relievers last night pitched. So you get his pitch count up, get in the bullpen early.
Montero wants to have a word with Dan Herron. Nice moment earlier today on the field. It was a check presentation, the Jerry Clothier Grant presentation in honor of the Phillies executive Jerry Clothier, who passed away back in 2011. Each year, Clothier's family awards a grant in Jerry's honor, and this year's recipient was the Four Diamonds Fund, which is based out of Penn State, Milton Hershey Medical Center, to fight against childhood cancer. So the check presented to them before the game. It's nice to see. Doing some good work out there at the Hershey Medical Center. Count is 2-2. Swinging, fouled back again. They'll do it again. Freddie Galvis battling a little bit.
Freddie wants so bad to swing level and sort of finish low and down through that ball, but he practices, he swings, but right, like as soon as the pitcher winds up, that thinking just goes totally out the window.
2-2 pitch. That's line foul.
Nice play.
Yeah, nice catch.
Barehanded that thing. I always wonder how that feels.
Can't imagine it feels any good. It's worse if you miss it. 2-2 pitch, line drive, back up the middle. That's a base hit. Here comes Cody Ashley around third. The throw from Fowler at center field, and he is out at home plate. A perfect one bounce throw to Montero, and Cody Ashley is cut down at home plate for the final out of the inning. A good defensive play from Dexter Fowler keeps the Phils off the board there, but they still have a 2-1 lead. Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, in 1980, which former Philly led the Cubs in home runs with 23 and RBIs with 73? An answer will be revealed later in the game. There you see the score. Phillies 2, Cubs 1 as we head to the top of the third. Take a look at the final out of the inning. Base hit by Freddie Galvis, the center. Dexter Fowler comes up throwing and gets Cody Ashley by a pretty wide margin. Never had a chance, but it looked like Ashley thought maybe he was going to be sent here.
Well, it doesn't look like it's a pressing item to get to home plate, does it? It's like three-quarter speed.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
It did look like that. Whether or not he thought he was going to be held by John Mizrock, because it wasn't very deep to center field. Fowler got on that ball pretty quickly, but still, got to give your third base coach a chance to score you, right? Fowler Lines that one into the right center field gap. Way out for it is Brian Bogusevic. Wow, what a catch by
That was
Bogusevic.
unbelievable. That was a catch right there.
Gets the thumbs up from Aaron Harang.
Trust me, that is going on national TV later today.
He dives at this so late.
Yeah, nice play.
He robs Dexter Fowler of extra bases.
Let me tell you, plays like that in late September stay in the minds of people making decisions.
Absolutely.
And Aaron Harang says, thank you very much. That is helping out your pitcher for sure. That's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Kyle Schwarber. First pitch to Schwarber is gloved by Ryan Howard. He flips over to Harang covering. And another pitch and another out for Aaron Harang here in the top of the third. I did not think that Bogusevic was going to leave his feet. It looked like it was going to get into the gap. He was just going to try and cut it off. And then at the last second, he laid out for that one.
Well, a lot of times outfielders do not think they get to certain baseballs, and they just hang up a little longer. But you can see right here, great route. All of a sudden, lays out, makes a tremendous catch. Big advantage for being a lefty right there. If he's a right-handed righty, almost impossible because you kind of alligator arm it. That way you hit the full stretch. Nice play.
He just kind of like tipped over to make that catch. He didn't even leave his feet really. That one is fouled out of play.
Now where did Coughlin go? I mentioned yesterday he was rookie of the year in 11, was it?
Yep.
And went away for a while.
Hurt his knee.
Yeah, he did get injured at one point.
On a celebration after the game.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
One pitch is fouled out of play. Take a look at Coughlin. He spent some time in Miami back in 2011 and 12 and 13. This is his first season with the Cubs. Kind of bounce back and forth between the major leagues and the minor leagues.
Always liked his swing. Kind of reminds me of a Bill Miller type.
Two pitches inside for a ball. It's 2-2.
Bill Miller, of course, played for the San Francisco Giants. Won a batting title in the National League. Not a big guy, but perfect technique.
Swings at that one and hits that one deep to right field. Going back on it is Bogusevic at the track, at the wall, and that's going to hit off the top of the wall. For the second time in a row, Coughlin rounds second, and he'll slide into third with his second triple of the game.
Second two-out triple.
That's right. One to left field off the top of the wall, and one to right field. Bogusevic had no chance at that one.
Especially when he didn't know he was at the wall and he started to jump and he got kind of jammed up there by this wall. Watch this. There you go. Okay, now he jumps. Oh, the wall.
So that, yeah, you're right.
He's had an eventful inning.
Ran out of room. Cubs continue that extra base hit streak. 46 straight games now with an extra base hit. In fact, they've had an extra base hit in every game since Cole Hamels no-hit them when the Phils were out there in Chicago.
What exactly? I was just kind of paying attention to something else. What exactly is going on?
Well, I think Pete's wanted to see if there's fan interference. Maybe it's a double instead of a triple.
I don't think, at least I didn't see on either of those replays. Well, we're hearing maybe a fan got a hand on it. Let's see.
Guy in the blue shirt.
Blue shirt guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, off his hands.
Maybe.
It could have been over the fence.
Well, if they look at that, they can take that into consideration as well.
I see a replay on a replay. Or a review on a review, I should say.
So they are going to look at this one and determine whether or not it was touched by a fan. But again, everything's out on the table at this point. They might determine that was over the fence.
Wouldn't that be funny if Pete asked for a replay and they go, home run?
I'm not sure if funny would be Take another look. It's really hard to tell from that angle. Oh, it has to be.
Is he reaching in the park?
Yeah, he's reaching over. I don't think it would have been a home run.
I don't either.
But it is a double.
I have a feeling that young man's going to find himself in a different part of the ballpark pretty soon as well. You can't do that.
Tell the fans that sitting in that first row out there. I'd be reaching over trying to catch anything that came out my way. Now, is this guy holding the equipment there? Is he employed by the league, or is he employed by the Phillies?
He's a Major League Baseball employee. One employee in every ballpark, in charge of the replay. We're going to take one more look. We'll zoom it in. Cracker Jack guy getting out of the way. And that certainly looks like it hits him in the hands. So Coghlan may be headed back to second. Although it is up to the umpire's discretion whether or not they think he would have gotten the triple anyway. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, he might be going back to second base, or he might be going 90 feet to his right for a home run.
Or he may be staying put. They are the three scenarios that could happen. I'm fairly certain he won't be placed at first.
Give me a call on that beard.
Playoff
Joe
beard.
Madden beard. Is that what it is?
Playoff beard.
As he left his razor in Hazleton.
Joe Madden, I heard that there's a unique thing as a manager. He texts the starting lineup to all the players early in the day, so that when they come to the park, they'll know whether or not, they'll know earlier in the day whether they're playing in the game as a starter that night.
He does do some things a little bit differently than other managers around baseball. Always has.
I never saw it today. Where's Chicago going after tonight? After today's game, they're going. Like if they happen to go to Toronto,
well, they're off tomorrow, and then they head out to Pittsburgh.
Oh, so they'll have. Well, you don't be surprised if they all dress in Pirates outfits.
Yes, they head to Pittsburgh. That's something he'll do.
He will
exactly
do that.
Right.
If they head to Toronto, they got to wear hockey jerseys. They had a pajama trip to the West Coast one night.
What could be taking so long? They're trying to decide if it was a home run and it was.
Well, I got to believe
back in. You can see it hits the guy's hand.
Yeah, I think they've got to be figuring whether or not that was over the fence or not. Maybe that's what they're determining. Who knows? It's the folks in New York, obviously, that are watching these replays now, and will inform Eric Cooper and his group of the decision.
Well, hopefully this challenge does not backfire.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Aaron Harang allowed to throw some warm-up pitches if he wants, and he will.
I don't know, but it's coming up close to 5 minutes probably, which in golf means you know what. Abandon the area. And this is one of the bad things about replay right here. We got a starting pitcher on the mound right now that's he's not a young starting pitcher.
You don't see this very often with replay, but when you do, it reminds you that it's not a perfect situation for sure.
This guy's becoming a real TV star here.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that's a difficult call whether or not that would have been over. It is. I think it would have hit the top of that rail, and then which way does it bounce? Who knows?
How about this? You think this really has to be about whether or not it's a home run, because it's obvious that there was fan interference with the ball, right?
Right. But again, they can determine that, well, he probably would have gotten a triple out of this, so we're going to let him stay at third. So there are some things that they can do. I would say at this point, let's just make a decision and move on.
I would agree.
This could be one of the record-long video replays of the year.
Well, if you're Joe Madden and Chris Coghlan, You're thinking to yourself, take all the time you need if you're going to decide that that was out of here.
Okay, here's a question, though. If Pete was going out and wanted to get possibly it's a double, not a triple, now wouldn't the Cubs have to go ahead and now approach okay, I want to know if it would have been a home run or not?
No, they don't. Once a play is reviewed or asked to be reviewed, the entire play is up for review. And the umpires can look at that
call
entire
anything
play.
they want?
And yeah, they can determine what it was. So it doesn't have to be two separate processes. Eric Cooper is having a conversation with whomever is back in New York, and it looks like we have a decision now. And they are going to say he is safe at third. So that is the determination. It is a triple for Coughlin. The information is given to Madden.
Explain that one to me. It was so obvious that it hit the person's hands out there.
They figured if he played it off the wall, he would have, even if it wouldn't have hit his hands, he would have had an easy triple anyway because of the carry him off the wall.
Yeah, I think that's probably what took so long. It becomes subjective at that point. And they also had to determine that it was not going to go over the fence.
Which you do not see very often. A hitter allowed to go to third base on an interference by a fan.
Well, it is Coughlin's second triple of the game. And as Mike pointed out, the second two-out triple of the game. 6 minutes and 17 seconds. The replay, as that one is in the dirt. To Anthony Rizzo. So 1-0 now to Rizzo. So Harang has to kind of gather himself and hunker down. There's 2 outs in the inning. Runner at third. Phillies still with that 2-1 lead. Trying to hold on to that. It's popped up. Shallow center field. Freddie Galvis goes back into center field and calls off. And makes the catch. So, hey, no home run, no runs scored in that inning. So the replay does not go against the Phils. Good news. And we'll head to the bottom of the third. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com today to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By W.B. Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And by Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Bottom of the third, Phil's that 2-1 lead. Ashburn Alley. Busy place on this Sunday afternoon. The rains have gone away. Hopefully stay away for the rest of our time here this afternoon. Leading off for the Phils here in the bottom of the third is Odubel Herrera. He singled his first at bat. He swings through that first pitch from Dan Haren. It's 0-1. A little bit high for a ball. 1-1 to Odubel Herrera. That one's over for a called strike, so it's 1-2 now to Herrera. He's had a terrific second half of the season. Batting .350 in his last 61 games. One-two pitch, fouled off. So the count remains 1-2 to Odubel Herrera. Swing and a miss, and he got it. So Herrera goes down swinging. That's the first out here in the bottom of the third inning. It was a strange play in the top of the third, Leslie, and the question was, did the Phils lose their challenge? You have that answer.
Yeah, they did not lose their challenge. It was an umpire review, and they were unable to really conclusively say whether or not the fan touched the ball. So it stood for that reason, but they do not lose the challenge. It is considered an umpire review.
Okay, well, that is good news for the Phillies as Aaron Altair takes that one over for a strike. Sure looked like he touched it.
It did to me. I could have made that a lot shorter than 6 minutes.
I would agree with you. That one's line drive down the left field line, and that's into the corner for a base hit. Altair's going to round first, and he will cruise into second. So it's a stand-up double for Aaron Altair.
You got to love that stroke, Matt. Keeps his hands back. But when he gets his foot down, throws that bat through there with the hands back, it's a pretty thing.
It is back-to-back at bats. Pitch down in the zone. Nice easy swing. I liked his first at bat as well, working a walk.
Altair is a base runner with one out here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Ryan Howard. I'll tell you what I like about Aaron Altair. I love watching him run the bases.
Yeah.
It is effortless the way he gets around the bases.
Since he's been up, I have not seen him overswing at a pitch either. He has the same approach on every swing.
And how about this? I mentioned this earlier, but he now has 18 hits since being called up. In fact, he has 18 career major league hits, and 11 of them are for extra bases. It's outside for a ball. It's 1-0 to Ryan Howard. His first 7 hits in his career were for extra bases. He's mixed in a couple singles since then. So Altair leads off second. 1-0 pitch to Ryan Howard. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
This is where Ryan has to realize that he's not going to get any cookies.
Except for that one.
Except for a hanger.
He hits that one deep to right field, going back on it at the track, and that one is gone. Well,
he's not going to get any cookies. He's going to get mistake cookies.
Well, whatever that was, Ryan Howard made no mistake on it. Turns on it, deposits it into the right field stands, and that is a home run for Ryan Howard, his 22nd of the season. And with that home run, Tom McHugh from Philadelphia has won $100 courtesy of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
What I meant to say was he should not get any cookies. But he does. Fastball inside. Nice swing by Ryan. Gets it high enough, gets it into the wind that helped.
Yes.
Yeah. That was high. Very high and deep, obviously.
What's that one mean?
That one I don't know.
Hey, Ryan can cover some ground real when he gets it going.
Cameron Rupp swings through that one, strike one. So now Ryan Howard is 3 for his last 8 after that 0 for 35 stretch. You could see him starting to come out of it a little bit. He's hitting some balls hard and not getting anything to fall. But he's gotten a couple to fall in the last 2 days. That was his first home run since August 25th against the Mets.
See, we're watching Cameron now. That was one of my keys to the game, and he's taken 2 swings in this at-bat. For me, both swings had an uppercut effect to them.
Allen's popped up in the infield. Castro calls off Rizzo and makes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning.
And I don't think it registers to the great majority of the young hitters today why the ball goes where it goes off of their swing. Does that make sense? I mean, you don't just miss a ball. If most of your hit fair balls are going up.
Bogusevic lines that one into right center field, and Conley's not going to get it. It's going to go all the way back to the wall. Bogusevic is going to cruise in for a double, and he is a 2-out base runner.
Well, that's a talented hitter right there. Had a great year in AAA this year. Matty, I think he's got to be in the plans for next year somewhere up here, I hope. But back to making the adjustments, and that's a big part of becoming successful in the big leagues, is understanding why the pattern is what it is. Now, why am I making most of my outs in the air? Well, maybe I'm not trying to, produce the line drive. Players think they are, but they just don't know themselves.
What's the fix? Cody Ashley is going to get walked. Face Aaron Harang. Is that something a coach can point out, or is that something a hitter's got to figure out on his own?
Well, I think it's something that the coach who has it as part of his hitting philosophy and knows that it's important for a major league hitter to know how to adjust and change and move away from bad habits. There's a big difference between coaching major league hitters in a cage down there before the game and coaching them during the game in the dugout.
Yeah.
Well, Cameron got the base hit the first time up, don't get me wrong, but I think I pointed out we surely take that. I mean, everyone would take a base hit like that. But it wasn't, the ball was low and away, and he hooked it between third and short.
So Ashley gets the free pass. He's down at first. Bogusevic at second, and that brings up Aaron Harang, who swings through that one. Harang grounded out to, well, he sacrificed his first at bat. Got the bunt down. It's outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Look at the pitches by inning for Dan Haren. 28, 22, 22. That was just on the outside corner. It's 1-2. That's a lot of pitches through 3. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Make the trek down to first, but he is thrown out. That's a strikeout for Dan Haren, and a couple of men left on base, but the big blow in this inning, Ryan Howard, high and deep, and 3 rows into right field. Phillies with a 4-1 lead. you came into the ballpark today and you're 14 and under, you got that. The one-man band DVD starring that guy on the right. Yeah, just about everybody was involved. Some of our camera operators. You guys know him, right? That's Tom McCarthy. There's Mike Miller jamming out on the guitar. Those radio guys, well, they're involved in just about everything. Birdie's playing the sax, beating his tambourine, and I was pensively playing the mouth harp at that point.
Looking for birds.
Oh, one-man band. That Philly fanatic.
Awesome.
Makes me laugh every single day. Fans here at Citizens Bank Park enjoying it. The Shellick Cougars, class of 2005. Must be a reunion. Welcome. South Jersey High School, guys.
Well, it's shutdown inning time right here for Aaron Harang.
Yes, it is. Something that the Phils have not been particularly strong at.
Adept at.
Yes, all season long. Well, Chris Bryant will lead it off for the Cubs. He's 1 for 1. He had an RBI single back in the first. Phils with the 4-1 lead. Aaron Harang has his sign. First pitch to Bryant on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
Bryant's style is unique. He stands close to the plate, but because he stands erect with his upper body kind of straight up, flex his knees, he really doesn't give you the image that he's standing that close. Does that make sense? His feet are relatively close, but since he isn't leaning over, he's tall too. I mean, this guy's got some reach with those arms.
He's a big boy. And he reaches out and pops that one foul and out of play. So it remains 1-2 to Chris Bryant.
You got to go back to what he did, what Eichhoff did last night. You got to move his neck. You got to move his shoulder off the plate.
Yeah, Bryant struck out 3 times in his first 3 at bats last night against Eichhoff before doubling in the 8th. And he swings through that one. So that's strike 3 against Chris Bryant. 4th strikeout for Aaron Harang, and the first out here in the top of the 4th. Headed into extra innings and need a boost? Well, call WB Mason and order Green Mountain Coffee K-Cup Pods. Great tasting coffee at amazing low prices, delivered free the very same day when you order by 11:30. WB Mason knocks it out of the park. Who but WB Mason? So Miguel Montero is the batter. He struck out in his first at bat, and he fouls that one off.
Well, guys, we were talking about the shutdown innings. Coming into today's game, the Phillies were second to last in the National League for shutdown innings at 69%. The only team that's worse is the Colorado Rockies at 66.3.
There's so much to the shutdown inning.
Just change the momentum around.
Yeah. From a mental standpoint, you go out, you put some runs on the board, and you give them right back. It can be crushing to a lot of teams. Fouls that one back off the hands. It's 1-2 now to Montero.
$15 home runs, 50 RBIs for your 6-hole hitter. 300 at bats.
Right on the nose. Batting .243 on the season. 1-2 pitch, swung on. Lifted foul. That'll find the seats. Ryan Howard giving chase. Will run out of room. So it remains 1-2 now to Montero. You know, you look down this Cubs lineup, guys, and you look at the home run column. Every position player except for one in double digits in home runs. Starlin Castro has 8. Everybody else has more than 10. As a team, 157 home runs for the Cubs. Swing and a miss, and that's the second strikeout of the inning for Aaron Harang. 5th strikeout on the day.
Best pitch in baseball. Back up, off speed.
Back up, hanging curveball.
Never comes to you. You're expecting it to break. 81-mile-an-hour curveball.
That bat needs to be broken.
So that'll bring up Starlin Castro. He of the 8 home runs and 53 RBIs this season. One misses on the outside, so it's 1-0 to Castro. It's low in the dirt. It's 2-0 now to Castro. Tommy La Stella has moved into the on-deck circle, so it appears that Dan Herron's day is done. Over for a strike. It's 2-1. Dan Herron, 4 Ks today. 2002 in his career. He's becomes just the 7th active pitcher with 2,000 strikeouts. They sit back up the middle for Castro, so he's a 2-out base runner. So that'll bring up Tommy La Stella, the pinch hitter. Stella got the start last night. 0 for 4. Just 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter this year. Time is called. .202 strikeouts for Dan Herron in his career. It's an impressive number.
Yeah. 2002. Now I wonder where that would rank on the all-time list.
Well,
top 50. Top.
I know just the man to ask. Carl Graber. He's on it. Outside for a ball. It is 2-0 to Tommy La Stella. Addison Russell, the 9-hole hitter, is waiting on deck. Runner down at first is Starlin Castro with 2 outs. Outside for a ball. 3-0.
This is the pitch that puzzles me. How many 3-0 pitches can they throw for a strike? Like 95 out of 100?
You know what? That's about right, I would say. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's outside for a ball, so he walks him. So after striking out the first 2 batters of the inning, Starlin Castro reaches, and Tommy La Stella does as well on the walk. How about we check out the Toyota Major League scoreboard? Nats and Marlins in Miami, bottom of the 5th, and the Nationals with a 3-0 lead. Anthony Rendon 2 for 2. RBI. He's got a couple of runs scored as well. As I mentioned earlier, the Nats are just hanging on, hoping against hope to try to get back into the mix in the NL East. Addison Russell flew out in his first at bat. First pitch is over for a strike.
.202 strikeouts puts him on the list number 73 of all time.
Well done, Matthew.
Thank you.
Scratch that, Carl. We don't need you on that one.
I think he's okay with that.
I smell a pickoff coming to second base here. Isn't that a big lead that Castro has out there?
He already stepped off once, did Aaron Harang. It is a big lead.
It's going to get bigger.
Neither of the middle infielders sneaking behind. So Rang misses off the plate. It's 2-1 now to Addison Russell. Check swing. No swing, says Quinn Walcott. So it's 3-1 now to Russell. Castro leads off second. Stella off of first. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's over for a strike. It's 3-2.
I wonder what would be the reason for taking a 3-1 fastball right down the middle. You want to hit 3-2 with the runners off and running, maybe?
He's going to get his chance. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and looped into right field for a base hit. Castro's going to come around to score. And sliding into third goes Tommy La Stella. So 3-2 base hit for Addison Russell and an RBI as well. And the lead is cut to 4-2. Just hit that one where it was pitched. Put it right out over the second baseman Cesar Hernandez's head.
Yeah, we're putting it on our sheet over here on the score sheet. But that was nice hitting. I mean, if that was his plan to wait till the runners were taking off and figuring he was getting the same pitch 3-2 that he got 3-1, he just lined him a nice little single to right field.
That's his story at this point.
Yeah.
I'll stick to that. That'll bring up the top of the order. Dexter Fowler lined out on a terrific play by Brian Bogusevic his last time up. And he's first pitch swinging. Slices foul out of play. So it's 0-1 to Fowler. Well, Aaron Harang got the first two guys on strikeouts, and it looked like he was on his way to a shutdown inning. Had a couple of base hits and a walk. The Cubs have one here in the top of the fourth. The 0-1 pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-1.
The at bat that kind of got me was the La Stella at bat. He's kind of nibbling, trying to hit that outside corner. You know, instead of trying to go after him and attack him as a pitcher. It seemed like he was missing too often off the plate versus Stella, like he was trying to be.
Yeah, you wonder.
Perfect.
I mean, is he shooting for the black on the plate, or I mean, put that glove right down the middle and throw it right down the middle. Take your chances.
Runners at the corners. Two outs. And a throw over to first.
Am I looking at the correct number on Fanavision up there? 75 base on balls for Fowler.
You certainly are.
In this day and age, that's
his numbers are
impressive.
terrific. 17 home runs, 42 RBIs, 93 runs scored. One-two pitch. A little high for a ball. It's 2-2. Swung on. Hit into center field. Herrera with a pretty good jump, and he's able to close the gap and make the catch for the third out of the inning. But the Cubs were able to get one in that inning, a couple of base hits and a walk, and they trail the Phillies 4-2. Is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW or visit jefferson.edu. By your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Bottom of the fourth for the Phils. Cesar Hernandez leading off. Dan Herron's day is done, and ball is grounded back to the pitcher, Richard. And Rizzo can't handle the throw. So Cesar Hernandez will be safe at first. And we've seen that a lot from him this year. Hernandez. Bang, bang play at first. Whether it be an error.
You definitely got to give him credit for hustle. He's full tilt down the line, and him being there is the reason the ball was dropped.
Yep. Clayton Richard, yeah, they're going to call that an error on Rizzo, which is the right call. So E3. Hernandez is the leadoff base runner. Freddie Galvis thinks about bunting.
That's a real.
Here you see Clayton Richard's numbers: 16 games so far, 3-1, a 4.26 ERA. Throw over, gets Hernandez to scamper back. So, Mike, you were saying you like that idea, Freddie Galvis trying to lay one down there?
I liked it a lot. He was going to push it in that hole to the right of Rizzo at first base.
0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 now to Freddie Galvis. Fouled straight back. Freddie Galvis stays alive.
Clayton Richards, the next teammate of mine in San Diego back in 2010. Scouting report: fastball, curveball, cut fastball, and a slider.
And a ground ball back up the middle. This could be two. The flip to second and for one. And they got all kinds of turned around. Did Starlin Castro, so no throw over to first. Fielder's choice. Freddie Galvis will change places with Cesar Hernandez, and he's safe at first with one out. And it's time now for our fan photo. Leslie Goodell, who do you have?
As promised, Murph, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game, and today's photo comes from @LindaStein1. The caption: "Me and the Fanatic in 1978 and 2011. How come I get older and he didn't?" Well, Linda, let me tell you, you're not alone. Tweet your strongest fan photo to Philly Photo Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? The Fanatic, he never ages.
It's a little annoying, actually. And he's not really annoying. It's just annoying that he's not getting older.
He did change colors a little bit, I've noticed.
Do Fanatics like fade color as they get older? Is that how we're supposed to know?
Well, perhaps. It looked like to me like his nose was a little bit different.
It's called more trips to the spa.
Odubel Herrera steps in, and Richard keeps chasing Freddie Galvis back. Herrera singled his first at bat, struck out in third, 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
Do we have a borderline crossing the line as the pitcher?
As Herrera lays that one down, it's a beauty. Montera's got no play anywhere. Throws behind Galvis at second, but Freddie scampers back as well. So nice play by Odubel Herrera. Lays one down. It was a perfect bunt. He's safe at first.
Sure was. That's a great idea. Lefty on lefty. He makes a good one too. Got out of the box nice. Made the catcher field it.
It's not exactly where he wanted it. He wanted a little harder up the third baseline, but with his speed and getting a running start out of the base, very easy base hit.
So that'll bring up Aaron Altair. He's 1 for 1. He walked in his first at bat, and he doubled, scored a run. He's got runners at first and second here with one out. First pitch to Altair is over for a strike. It's 0-1. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Richard is ahead of Aaron Altair. It's 1-2. Galvis has his leadoff second. He was safe on a fielder's choice. Herrera, the bunt single. He's at first. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he got him. And so Altair is a strikeout victim for the second out here in the bottom of the fourth. Think Energy, the smart choice to power your home. Go to mythinkenergy.com/Phillies. So that'll bring up Ryan Howard. He is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. That one hit was a big one, a 2-run home run in the third. Gave the Phils a 4-1 lead at the time. And he comes up in another RBI situation here with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Fouls that one back. It's 0-1 to Ryan Howard.
Well, I guess if there's one thing the Phillies would like to see Ryan get better at and improve on, would be his production against left-handed pitchers.
And that's a ground ball into the shift. It's going to result in an out. Starlin Castro playing in right field, and Ryan Howard can't beat the shift on that opportunity, but Phil still with a 2-run lead thanks to his 2-run home run in the third. We asked the question earlier, guys. In 1980, which former Philly led the Cubs in home runs with 23 and RBI with 73 in 1980? And I know, Mike, you jotted down a couple of names.
All right, I'll give you the names I thought it might be. Ryan Sandberg.
Okay.
And Bobby Dernier.
That was my original guess. Yeah.
Jay Johnstone.
Wow.
And Matt, who do you like?
Jerry Martin.
Jerry Martin gets the bell. Very good, Matt Stairs. I thought we were going to get you today. When did you come up with that?
A minute ago.
When I saw his 3 answers were wrong.
Jerry Martin, he was a teammate of yours, Mike, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Kyle Schwarber's the batter, and And it is 1-2 right now from Aaron Harang to Schwarber. Schwarber struck out his first at bat, grounded out as well. 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back. Well, Aaron Harang has done a real nice job, guys. Kind of scattering the hits that he has allowed. And that one is hitting the center field. Herrera going back on it in front of the 398 side. He jumps and he makes the catch. And just missed it, did Kyle Schwarber. So it's a long first out here in the top of the fifth.
Nice play by Odubel. Knew right where he was, hit the warning track, found the wall, concentrated on the ball going into the glove.
Right in front of your favorite ice cream.
That's right.
Turkey Hill.
Oh, okay. I knew it was Turkey Hill. I wasn't sure which one it was. It's a birthday cake today.
That's a chocolate chip, in case you're wondering out there.
I just put that down as a FO8. Fly out to 8.
That's how we'll score it at home as well, as that one is fouled back and out of play. You see that Herrera's gotten into the habit of taking that tiny little jump right before he catches the ball out in left field, but especially when he's on the run, when he's going into the gap and making plays. Matt, was it you that said that
Yep.
settles the eyes? That makes a lot of sense.
Well, it keeps the eyes from bouncing.
Yeah.
Now, does he do that on purpose? He's got a great coach and wants some well.
It's high and inside to Chris Coghlan, so it's 1-1. Aaron Harang has not been able to solve Chris Coghlan today. He's got the 2 triples in his first 2 at bats.
And a home run.
And a home run indeed. That one is belted to right field and not coming back. Up into the concourse. And Chris Coghlan has his 3rd extra base hit of the game. The game is now 4-3. Phillies with a 1-run lead.
Was that fastball that followed a fastball up in the neck area? I mean, he followed it with a fastball? That ball was smoked.
It sure was.
He is hitting some balls hard.
That thing cleared the seating area out there in right field and ended up in the concourse on the fly.
Location low and away. Ends up middle.
Look at that. So that'll bring up Anthony Rizzo. He was hit by a pitch. He also popped out to short. Chris Coghlan's having himself quite a day.
He's also going with the no batting gloves. Rizzo is.
Back to Chris Coghlan. He's got a nice day going.
Sure does.
2 triples and a home run. I think he has the easier parts of the cycle.
His 3rd 3-hit game of the season. Yeah, you think now he's wishing that was a double? It's that 1 triple, then he'd only be a single away from the cycle at that point. Hey, you want to review that again? 1-2 pitch outside for a ball. It's 2-2. That one is popped up. Shallow left field. Easy play for Aaron Altair, and he makes the catch, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Don't forget, Sunday, October 4th at 3:05 versus the Miami Marlins. It is Fan Appreciation Day here at Citizens Bank Park. 2016 Phillies schedule magnet is free to all fans. And of course, all the traditional celebrations with prizes and surprises right here at Citizens Bank Park. The final game of the 2015 season. Order your tickets now at Phillies.com. Chris Bryant will step in. 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out his last at bat. Bryant comes into the game 1 home run shy of the Cubs rookie record. Just 25. He has 24 on the season.
You better watch out with this offering right here.
2-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It's 2-1. Ground ball into the shift. Hernandez on the shortstop side of second base, fires and gets Chris Bryant by a step and a half. But Chris Coghlan continues to baffle Aaron Harang. This time it leaves the yard. A solo shot. Phillies are clinging to a 1-run lead. It's 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Invite you to the ultimate back-to-school read-along event taking place at Citizens Bank Park on Saturday, October 3rd. Join Ryan and Crystal Howard as they make their book series Little Rhino come alive during a pregame read-along event. Visit Phillies.com/read-along for more information. Rhino series of books.
Very noble cause right there.
Absolutely. Ryan and Crystal. So I believe Crystal's going to read it, and I think Ryan's going to act it out. I think that's the way it's going to work. That's worth the price of admission. Camera up. First pitch swinging. Going back on it is Coghlan back at the track. That one carried all the way back to the fence. Caught up in the wind a little bit, but Coghlan able to make the catch on the warning track. One away.
Well, that ball carried a long way.
Sure
of course,
did.
the wind is blowing pretty briskly from left field to right field right now.
Take a look. Coghlan thought he was settling underneath it and then had to drift and drift and drift and just up against the fence. That'll bring up Brian Bogusevic. He doubled the right center his last at bat, 1 for 2. 5 for 10 since being recalled from the Lehigh Valley.
Let's see this. The plane of the swing. Now watch. You know, slight uppercut again. You know, I always, and I think Matt would agree with me, if you can get that top hand, you know, working through the ball, you put some backspin on those balls. That ball could have carried on out another 10, 15 feet if you have some top hand through impact.
Well, it's just a matter of catching the ball square compared to clipping the very bottom of it.
Inside for a ball. It's 2-2 to Brian Bogusevic.
But if you notice that replay, did you notice where his shin was? Right on his shoulder on the swing.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Bogusevic goes down swinging for the second time in this game. That'll bring up Cody Ashe. Ashe a couple of walks so far. 247, 8 home runs, 28 RBIs. Of course, one of those home runs last night, bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch to Ashe's outside for a ball. It's 1-0. And Jeff Francoeur has moved into the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. So it looks like Aaron Harang's afternoon is finished. Hector Neris warming up in the Phillies bullpen.
Cody Ashe, subject of my pregame. Man, got to come up with some kind of an adjustment for Cody. And it's not necessarily my job, don't get me wrong, but we communicate a lot, and we worked a lot this spring. And I mean, I got to come up with something to get his energy and confidence as a hitter back. You know, his basics, his fundamentals, his foundation are so good. He should be a much better hitter.
Way outside.
Well, I had a nice chat with him today. As you see the numbers this season in April and the rest of the season, you know, started off so hot in April, 301, but ever since then, you know, sitting sometimes versus lefties, losing his timing.
Just dribbles that one back to Richard, and it's an easy third out of the inning. So the Phillies go down quietly in the bottom of the fifth. 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the top of the sixth. They have a 1-run lead.
Future for the Phils rotation. Each time Aaron takes the mound is a clear indication on why so many thought he was ready for the major leagues a year after being the 7th overall pick. Tuesday night he dazzled again, locating his fastball with precision and keeping the Braves hitters off balance all game long. 7 strikeouts, 7 shutout innings, and his 6th win of the season was just the latest NOLA performance. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless.
Well, the Fanatic and his pals, the Galapagos gang, entertaining here at Citizens Bank Park.
Oh, no.
Yep. Man down.
He's stuck.
Man down. that happens to turtles a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Come on, help him out, Fanatic.
I like Iggy. And then all of a sudden you get the one in the background. He's going out.
Calvin just kind of jumps up and down. Betsy, she's going up on her head. Oh. So who's that? That's Iggy that's having trouble? There he goes. What a friend is Calvin. Oh, Calvin's the turtle. My mistake. I'll get them right before the end of the season. But they do make you laugh for sure. So Aaron Harang's afternoon is done. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. He threw 96 pitches on the afternoon. And Hector Neris will take over for the Phillies. First to face Hector Neris is Miguel Montero. He's gone down 1 strikes. One's looking, one's swinging this afternoon. Pitch is outside, so it's 3-0 now to Miguel Montero. Starlin Castro waits on deck. There's Aaron Harang. What are your thoughts, guys, on his afternoon?
Aaron Harang?
Yeah.
Well, it could have been a lot better. The inning that he K'd the first two batters in the top of the fourth, and then gave up the single to Starlin Castro on a 2-1 pitch. LaStella hit. He walked LaStella, pitched to LaStella like he was Babe Ruth, put 2 men on. Addison Russell comes up, hits a single, a 3-2 single. And then he got out of the inning. So, that was really the inning that I think made his day what it was.
Yeah, that was the inning where you were looking for a shutdown inning after the Phils had gotten the 2-run home run from Ryan Howard.
And you had it. You had KK to start off the inning, and a hitter that you shouldn't really be worried about. You could throw you throw 4 or 5 fastballs in there, and if he gets a base hit, fine. But you can't. I'm talking about Castro got a base hit on a 2-1 pitch, but you can't walk Stella. I know Matt was talking about that at bat. Otherwise, pretty good performance.
Ground ball to third, fair ball. Ashley across the diamond. Perfect throw to Ryan Howard. 2 quick outs for Hector Neris, and it brings us to the Major League Notebook. Leslie.
Yes, our Major League Notebook brought to you by St. Joseph's University. And Darwin Barney has headed to the Blue Jays. They traded for him from the Dodgers for a player to be named later. They needed some help in the infield with Troy Tulowitzki down. Tulowitzki is going to miss 2 to 3 weeks at this point with a cracked left shoulder blade. Barney is not eligible for the postseason roster. However, he does give them some depth that they need with Tulo down for the time being. And Bryce Harper left Sunday's game versus the Marlins. He collided with second baseman Derek Dietrich as he was rounding second. It was a ground out by Jason Worth, and this is Dietrich's first game at second base this year, and the two just collided at full speed. He went down, he grabbed the top part of his left hamstring, but it's uncertain what actually happened. He was down for quite a while, but did eventually walk off on his own. Of course, the Nationals coming to town tomorrow, so no word yet on whether or not Bryce Harper will be in the lineup for that first game.
All right, thank you, Leslie. The Nationals coming to town, as you mentioned, 9.5 games back of the New York Mets. And I couldn't help but notice that Leslie has gone to the jacket. It's getting a little chilly down there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It has changed dramatically from this morning to this afternoon. It appears that autumn has arrived in the course of the last 2 hours.
I'm a wimp, too, though, but admittedly.
Over the outside corner, called, third strike. So Clayton Richard is a strikeout victim. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs here in the top of the 6th. A nice inning for Hector Neris. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Phils by 1. Entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies, and by the Quality Plus Ford stores. Go further. Bottom of the 6th. Phils clinging to a 1-run lead, 4-3. Valerio Hinojosa is warming up in the Phils pen, and there'll be a pinch hitter for Hector Neris, who did a nice job in his 1 inning of work, and that pinch hitter will be Darnell Sweeney. You see Hinojosa. Saw him in last night's game. Here's we will see him in this afternoon's game as well. So Darnell Sweeney will come up and bat from the right side. Neris, 1-inning pitch. He had the strikeout, 13 pitches. A very efficient outing for him. Clayton Richard still on the hill for the Cubs. First pitch from Richard to Sweeney is over for a strike. It's 0-1. Outside for a ball. It's 1-1.
I was just going to say this, a strange time to burn Darnell Sweeney in the game. Valuable pinch hitter as he is being a switch hitter. And then I was just thinking, well, we have Andres Blanco on the bench today, too. So.
Yeah. And Frenchie.
Yeah, and Andres Blanco has been so good as a pinch hitter all season long. So you feel comfortable with him in the late innings. 2-1 pitch. Sails outside, so it's 3-1 to Darnell Sweeney. Top of the order, Cesar Hernandez. Freddie Galvis will follow. That's on the outside corner. It's 3-2. What's that about getting Eric Cooper ticked off, Matt?
Well, it's got to happen to the umps when they have that delayed call.
That's true. 3-2 pitch is a call.
Oh, there you
Third
go.
Strike. Well,
he got the pitch he wanted, the umpire, right?
I guess so. I guess so. Might have been a little bit high, a little bit outside.
It was.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It was both high and outside. But called third strike, and Darnell Sweeney is a strikeout victim. First out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Cesar Hernandez. First pitch to Hernandez is over for a strike as well. And that one is shot over the first base bag, and that's fair ball.
What is the ball girl doing?
She's trying to get out of the way, I think.
She started running after the ball.
It looked like she was going after it.
Carrying her chair.
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Say she was trying to get out of the way.
I wish she would have got the ball because it would have been a double.
Yeah, it would have been a ground rule double. Instead, Hernandez was hit so hard and shot off that half wall so quickly that he's only able to get one. Rocket right over and inside the line, and
she says, "All right, I gotta get it."
Yeah.
McCoglin does a nice job playing that ball, barehanding it, making a strong underhand throw, keeping Cesar to a single.
She had it all the way. Throw over. Hernandez is back, so it'll bring up Freddie Galvis.
Tell you what, he is, I mentioned it earlier, very close to that 45-degree line when he throws to first. Watch his right foot when it comes down on a throw to first.
Galvis fouls that one off. 0-1. Freddie with 2 singles in the game. Also safe on a fielder's choice, so he's been on base all 3 times. He's been up. It's outside, maybe a little low for a ball. It's 1-1. Freddie Galvis. 23,450 watching baseball here today, Citizens Bank Park. That's a ground ball to shortstop. That might be 2. De Castro, and one hot throw and scooped nicely by Rizzo. And that is indeed a 6-4-3 double play. And Clayton Richard gets himself out of the inning. So we head to the 7th. Phil still with the 1-run lead. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Bills scored 2 in the first, 2 in the third for their 4 runs. But Chris Conklin having himself a day. 2 triples and a home run. Scored 2 runs as well. Dan Herron only lasted 3 innings. Aaron Orang went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs. A walk and 5 strikeouts. And that's where we stand right now as we head to the top of the 7th. New pitcher for the Phils is Hinojosa. And the first to face him will be Addison Russell. There you see Dalier Hinojosa's record. 7 games with the Phils, an ERA of .82. Done a nice job so far. Throws hard. Side for a ball. It's 2-0 to start it off to Addison Russell. Fouls that one straight back. It's 2-1.
No, Hinojosa has been a nice pickup from the Red Sox. 11 innings, 10 punch-outs. Does have 5 walks, but he's shown that he has a very good arm.
2-1 pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Freddie Galvis fires low and unable to handle it is Ryan Howard. Not a good throw from Freddie Galvis. He had plenty of time, but puts that one in the dirt. Howard can't pick it, and that'll be an E6. Addison Russell's safe at first. Take another look.
Well, Freddie has no problem with this. He circles it nice, squares up, gets over the top, and just yanked it into the dirt. That's a tough pick for Ryan. That's not a short hop. That's kind of a long hop.
So that's a leadoff base runner here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up Dexter Fowler. His first pitch swinging. Fly ball, center field. Odubel Herrera says he has it, and he does. First out of the inning. Well, these lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal. And that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. So 1 out. Runner on first, and that'll bring up Kyle Schwarber.
Watch that first pitch.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's done some damage in this series, but not so much in this game. Strikeout, ground out, fly out so far for Schwarber. He digs in against Hinojosa. First to throw over. Russell goes back. First pitch to Schwarber's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
Freddie plays amazingly deep on double play situation. Just looking at their lineup, Cesar is shallowed up a little bit. Freddie still plays deep.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's outside for a ball, so it's 2-1 to Schwarber.
Yeah, you would think the middle infield would be shifted. You think Cesar would be playing a little deeper, since Kyle's a pretty good ground ball hitter on the right side, and Freddie might be a little shallow right short.
Pitch is low. It's 3-1 now to Kyle Schwarber. Toyota Major League scoreboard. The Mets and the Braves. The Mets in the bottom of the 7th. Looking to add to that victory total. They lead it 4-3 down there in Atlanta. The throw over to Russell. Gets back. The Mets are starting to put it on cruise control. 9.5 up. 3-1 pitch, fouled straight back. It's 3-2 now to Schwarber.
Remember yesterday I mentioned that New York game, Atlanta. I said Cespedes hasn't hit a home run or a triple yet. You guys said it was early.
Yeah,
he hit one the next inning, a home run.
Of course he did. Was that 33 for him?
32,
33, 34?
34.
It looks like Atlanta just tied it up. 4-4 now. It's 3-2 here to Kyle Schwarber. That one is outside for a ball, so he walks him. 2 base runners now here in the 7th. And that'll bring up Chris Coghlan. And what a day, guys, he is having.
He has his first at bat, hits the ball, just misses a home run. Just misses getting robbed from left field by Altair. Third inning comes up. It's a curveball up in the zone. Hits it off the top of the right field wall. Now he's 2 for 2 with 2 triples. Then the 5th inning. This one's not hitting the back wall. This is hitting the upper concourse. It's a missile line drive to right field for a 3-3 day so far.
He has been a difference maker for the Cubs so far. First Cub player with 2 triples and a home run in the same game since Roy Smalley back in 1950. He has a chance to do a little bit more damage. Dahlia Hinojosa hoping to limit that damage. Runners on first and second, 1 out in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Coghlan. It's outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Runners take their leads off the first and second. 1-0 pitch is outside for a ball. It's 2-0. This is again 3-0 now to Chris Coghlan. With runners on first and second.
Let him swing here, Matt.
Type of day he's having. Might as well.
Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that's over for a strike. It's 3-1.
If you watch Coghlan hit, I think his batting stance and style almost mirror Cody Asher's. Look at his stance. It
really does.
Almost mirrors it.
3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. So Hinojosa battles back from a 3-0 count. It gets the count full, 3-2. Jerome Williams warming up in the Phil's pen. So Russell will take his lead off second. He was safe on an error. Kyle Schwarber at first. He walked. 1 out. Top of the 7th. 3-2 pitch. Fouled back. Coghlan's been a hot hitter. Hits in 10 of his last 12. 3 straight today. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball down the first baseline, but foul. We'll do it again.
Well, he could be a valuable hitter for this Cubs team. He's got a lot of good hitters, but I mean, he's a nice hitter in that 3-hole. I don't know if he probably doesn't hit third against left-handed pitching, but
Austin Jackson plays versus left-handers.
3-2 pitch, swung on, line drive center field. Herrera going back on it, at the track, and makes the catch. Russell will tag for the second and move up to third. Coughlin gave it a ride, but Herrera, nice jump on that one, is able to make the play. That's the second out of the inning. Well, the most popular way to follow the action of Phillies baseball is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, StatCast, live radio broadcasts, and more. Get the MLB.com at bat app right now.
Well, Coughlin's hit 4 of the. He's covered this entire park. He's got one off the top of the wall in both corner outfields, one off the top of the wall, and one almost in the upper deck in right field. That's a lot of mileage. I'll figure out the footage on that there. That's
I guess we're close to 1,600. Yeah.
1,500 feet of line drive, fly ball.
I'll let it bring up Anthony Rizzo, who's been quiet this entire series. Hit by a pitch in his first at bat. 0 for 2. Runners on the corners. And he fouls that one back.
He's got his batting gloves back on.
Yes, he does.
So trying to work himself out of a little jam here. It's inside for a ball. It's 1-1.
So he's been hit 26 times this year.
26 times.
That's a lot of black and blue.
Actually, make it 27 with the one today. So that's a franchise record. Foul ball, so it's 1-2. Cal having some words with Elvis until he stood up. Gives that ball to a fan of the Phillies dugout. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt.
Oh, nice play.
Very nice play by Cameron Rupp. Smothers it, keeps it in front.
That's something you don't see often in the major leagues. You see it a lot in the minor leagues, especially the lower minors. Pass balls with guys in scoring position. Catchers are so good at blocking balls at the major league level. Carlos is probably the best there is.
Yeah, that's a good one. So Hinojosa gets his sign from Cameron Rupp. It's 2 outs, 2 on, 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, chopper, second base. Charging it is Hernandez, who loses the handle. And he collides with Rizzo down there at first base. A run is going to score. Hernandez is down. And that's going to be an error on Cesar Hernandez, and he is hurt. There's a big man coming down the line. Rizzo's also down on one knee. It looks like maybe Hernandez he bent that thumb backwards, guys.
Yeah, they're covering the thumb up. Looks like covering the hand up.
And that is going to be the end of the day. Maybe even yeah, it does look like something involving the hand. It's Sean Ficasni's out there taking a look.
Wow. Such a simple little play.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Anthony Rizzo being checked on as well. You see, Hernandez charges it and then just loses the handle and the transfer. Tries to flip it at the last minute, and then the collision right there. Talk about adding insult to injury to insult, I guess, in that regard.
It's like his thumb is out of joint.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I think.
Jams it right into. Right there, his left thumb.
That is not good news for Cesar Hernandez. Not good news for the Phils as the tying run. Oh yeah, you can see that. A little popped out of place is the thumb. We'll wait to get official word, but certainly that's what it looks like. Andres Blanco will come in and take over for Cesar Hernandez at second base. The tying run did score on that. E4. See, Rizzo's still favoring.
I think he got his shoulder.
Yeah, maybe his shoulder. He said he told the trainer he was okay, but he looks like he's still a little bit pain. And now we're going to have a visit from Bob McClure, the Dalier Hinojosa, who should have been out of this inning without any more damage. So as Bob McClure goes out to have a conversation with Hinojosa, it's actually, Leslie, a topic that you've been discussing with Bob McClure.
Well, it's funny because, as we know, there are a lot of Latin players on this team, and many of them learning to speak English. And Bob McClure admitted that he does not know how to speak Spanish very well. And he said Hinojosa is probably the one that they have the most difficulty communicating. He says we do a lot of nodding, and typically he'll look to someone else to help translate for him. But he says if it's just the two of them, he'll nod and Hinojosa will nod back, and he'll hope he got his point across.
Well, there's a little bit of that, I would imagine, in every big league clubhouse. Andres Blanco, of course, is excellent at both English and Spanish, so he can serve as a translator when out on the field.
El Capitan.
That's right, El Capitan. Ball's inside. Chris Bryant for a ball. It's 1-0. Also, Freddie Galvis can help out in that regard. That's why Pete McCann being able to speak Spanish is certainly a plus. Talked about that before. Count is 1-0 to Chris Bryant. That one's over for a strike. It's 1-1. Runners on first and second. Two errors in this inning for the Phillies have led to the tying run coming across.
Hey, Murph, Bob McClure does plan on putting his nose in the Spanish lessons that one of his children will be taking. He says he does need to learn. He's also got Pete McCann, and of course, like you just said, Pete spent 14 years in winter ball. So he said as long as you try, they appreciate it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
See,
Matt Stairs knows a little Spanish.
Man,
that sounded French.
It took a couple years.
I took a few years too. I'm still working on it. The count is 1-2 to Chris Bryant. Runners lead off first and second. Swung on, lifted to right field. Bogusevic going back at the track and makes the catch. Running away, Bogusevic is able to help out his pitcher, Dalier Hinojosa, get out of that. However, two errors by the Phillies defense has allowed the tying run to score. We're going to head to the bottom of the seventh, 4-4. 7th. Brand new ball game. We'll run into some trouble. It's time now for our GMC Precision play of the game, gentlemen, and it's Odubel Herrera.
Well, it was a GMC at-bat play of the game. Great bunt. Great bunt against lefty, lefty on lefty, and Odubel can do it all. Smart play, too. Very smart play.
And with precision indeed, laying that one down.
And that is, yes, the precision play of the game brought to you by GMC.
That didn't result in anything the last time that Herrera was up. That was back in the 4th inning when he laid that one down. Got a couple of base runners, but the Phillies unable to score. In fact, they scored twice in the 1st inning and then twice in the 3rd. And that's all they've been able to put across in the... Well, the Cubs, they just keep chipping away. They took advantage of a couple of errors and a walk in the last inning and tied it up. That's where we sit, 4-4.
Bogusevic made a very nice play, and that inning could have got even uglier than it was.
Yeah, you're right.
Just like yesterday when the Phillies scored 5 runs in the 7th inning, all unearned.
That actually could have been a precision play of the game as well.
I have a feeling we'll see a Bogusevic catch or two coming up later.
With Hyundai?
Yeah, perhaps. First pitch to Herrera is over for a strike. It's 0-1.
Where do they get these guys? Every guy that comes in is big and can throw. Like quarterback, you know, where do they get these guys?
You were saying, is it Clayton Richard that played some quarterback in his day?
University of Michigan.
Wolverines. He was the backup to Chad Henne when he was in college. So both of those guys going on to professional careers. That one skips away past Montero. Some pretty good quarterbacks to come out of the University of Michigan over the years. There's Carl Edwards Jr., the right-hander, warming up for the Cubs, and there's Jerome, who's been up for a little while now for the Phillies. So neither starter will factor in the decision at this point. Dan Herron and Aaron Harang.
I got a quarterback from Michigan for you.
Who's that?
Tom Harmon.
Tom Harmon.
Oh, that goes way back.
That,
right?
I'm trying to recall. I think I say Tom Brady. That's where I thought you were headed. You threw me. 1-2 pitch outside for a ball. It's 2-2.
Hey guys, you may remember Tom Brady was the quarterback, and then they platooned him with Drew Henson. Lloyd Carr decided to go with 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, how's that decision looking now for Lloyd Carr?
And Henson's baseball career didn't exactly pan out the way he planned it either.
2-2 ground ball to second base. Castro up with it. That's the first out of the inning. Tom Brady has turned himself into a pretty good football player, I'd say.
But yeah, that young man puts just about everything you can put into an at-bat, doesn't he?
He does.
The throwback. Guy could play in any era.
You talked about it yesterday. He brings a lot of energy.
Guys, just getting word that Cesar Hernandez did indeed dislocate that left thumb, which is why he left the game. That's a line drive base hit, and that may find the gap.
2.
Yeah, left center field.
That may end up being 3 if it kicks right.
We talked about the way he runs the bases.
Watch that boy run.
Aaron Altair with a 1-out triple here in the 7th inning.
I'll tell you what, that's power and speed at its best right there. Line shot by the shortstop and ends up on 3rd.
Yeah, that thing was no more than 7 feet off the ground the entire way.
Well, it's because he has a down swing at it. Look at the swing right here. Down on the ball like you're chopping a tree. Head down on it, drives it. But the key is when he came out of the batter's box, he was thinking 2 for sure and possibly 3. And with the bobble in center field, got to third base very easily.
I'm telling you, I love watching him run the bases. That was another example right there. So he's down at third base. Ryan Howard will come up 90 feet away for the go-ahead run for the Phils. Ryan Howard, of course, the 2-run home run. Back in the third inning. He takes that one low and outside for a ball.
He would go for another sac fly as well. Had a sac fly his first at bat.
Yeah, that would work.
Ding dong, might as well.
And swings through that one. It is 1-1. Let's head down to Leslie Goodell.
Murph time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Fact, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Ryan Howard's homer earlier extended his lead as the all-time home run leader here with home runs at Citizens Bank Park. He has 184. Chase Elliott just a second with 127. He also has some pretty good numbers against Dan Herron, by the way. He has 7 hits against him in 26 career at-bats. 5 of them home runs, 11 RBI.
Let's see if he can do some damage against Richard here, and he swings through that one. Strike 3. So that's the second out of the inning for Ryan Howard, and that's going to leave it up to Cameron Rupp, who will come up. So Richard gets a much-needed strikeout on Ryan Howard right there. Now there's a conversation to be had with Clayton Richard. Chris Bosio heading out.
No, Matt, I see a lot of hitters nowadays, almost all actually, that ask the umpire on a strikeout whether the pitch was a good pitcher. You notice that?
Yep. I do.
Used to frown on that back when I played. But you know, the word was, don't do that. Don't do it. You're telling the umpire that you don't know the strike zone. I think it's a bad habit to get into, to ask the umpire when you strike out, was that a good pitch?
You do see that a lot nowadays.
Yeah. And the umpires always say yes.
Cameron Rupp steps in and he takes that first pitch off the plate. It's 1-0.
Look at that hole up to the left of second base. Wow.
There you go. It's going to get by Montero. Here comes Altero to the plate. No throw. And he scores. We just talked about that. A wild pitch that had scored for Clayton Richard, and Altero is going to score from third base, and the Phils have a 5-4 lead.
I'll tell you, Altero got us a 5-4 lead strictly on his legs. Of course, he roped the ball for a triple, but his base running and being on third base with 2 outs, great base running right there.
Saw him with a pretty good secondary lead, and even though to take a step back to third, but able to score easily on that. And Cameron sends that one into the stands, so it's 2-1 now. But what a break for the Phils as they get that run back.
You know, when you're leading off in that situation, you want to make sure you don't take, you read the ball. Sometimes your angle that you have on the ball when it bounces away from the catcher will deceive you a little bit. You really can't tell how far it's bouncing away.
Well, Cameron Rupp, as we saw in the replay, did a nice job of letting Altero know that was indeed getting out of there, getting out of the way. Coughlin's underneath that one, and that'll be the third out of the inning. But the Phils get a triple from Aaron Altero, and then a wild pitch allows them to bring it home. And just like that, the Phils get the run back. They take the lead back. It's 5-4. Offers on our most exciting lineup ever. ShopNissan.com. And by McDonald's. Double the lovin' at McDonald's with a double cheeseburger and small fry, just $2.50. McDonald's. I'm loving it. Phil's back on top as we head to the top of the 8th. 5-4. 10 hits for the Phils, 2 errors. It's time now for our defensive play of the game. The good things on defense.
Oh. This guy's got a couple of them. Now, that's one of the defensive plays of the week throughout our nation right there in baseball. You should see that on a network channel somewhere later tonight.
I think you're exactly right about that. Our defensive play of the game brought to you by Hyundai. Darren Ruff checks into the game. He'll play first base now. Checking in for Ryan Howard. And the new pitcher is Jerome Williams, appearing in his 27th game. Of course, part of the starting rotation for a while there. And now in the bullpen. That one is swung on and belted deep to center field. Herrera going back at the track, and he's going to have some room in front of the 409 sign. And that's a long first out here in the top of the 8th.
Yes, that ball was centered pretty good. And in the right part of the ballpark for Jerome Williams. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That'll bring up Starlin Castro. Castro, there you see, 1 for 3. Single back in the 4th. He scored a run in the 4th as well. First pitch to Castro's a little outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
Matt, where are you on the guard the line theory?
I'm a firm believer of it.
So, like, if you look at obviously they're not guarding the line on the right field side, but on the Cody Ashley side, they moved him over. I always believed if you're going to guard the line, guard the line. And the reason I say that is I see the possibility of a hooking line drive getting down that line where Ash is playing right now.
Yep. I agree. Maybe right over here a little farther.
2-1 pitch outside for a ball. It's 3-1. Williams has his sign from Cameron Rupp. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Freddie Galvis surrounds it. He's up. Throws Darren Rupp for the second out. Well, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Happened 2 times today for the Phils, 1-2-3. Could happen right here if Austin Jackson steps to the plate. Jerome Williams can get him. First 2 out here already in the top of the 8th. First pitch over for a strike.
Especially with 2 outs. So I'd be standing with my right foot on that third base line right now.
Quickly ahead 0-2 on Austin Jackson. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Side for a ball. It's 2-2.
Heck of a take right there.
It was very good location of that curveball.
Foul back. We'll do it again.
I think he was thinking about leaning over to try to catch that ball.
Thankfully, he thought better of it at the last minute in the front row. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. It's 3-2 now with 2 outs. in the top of the 8th. Addison Russell waits on deck. Williams, the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Jerome Williams comes in, and 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs here in the top of the 8th. A shutdown inning for Jerome Williams. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Phils lead it by 1. Tonight, call WB Mason and order Green Mountain Coffee K-Cup Pods. Great tasting coffee, amazing low prices, delivered free the very same day when you order by 11:30. WB Mason knocks it out of the park. Who but WB Mason? We don't even need to be talking about extra innings at this point.
No.
We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Phils have that 1-run lead. See the new pitcher, Carl Edwards. Pitched on Monday, a no decision versus the Cardinals. Kenny Giles is up and warming in the Phils pen.
And another 6'5" reliever for the Cubs.
He's a little on the thin side, this Carl Edwards. Brian Bogusevic will be the first to face him. Pitch from Edwards sails outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Made his big league debut on Monday versus St. Louis. Tossed the scoreless inning. Inside at the feet of Bogusevic. It's 2-0.
It's a pretty good cut fastball right there at 94.
Bogusevic, Cody Ashe. Foul back, and then Darren Ruff, who's batting in the 9th spot now. The 2-1 pitch, ground ball, second base. Castro throws out Bogusevic. That's the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up Cody Ashe. Ashe walked his first 2 plate appearances. Also grounded out. It's 0 for 1 today. Ball in the outside corner.
Well, you can't do anything other than log that one in the computer for later in the at bat,
yeah,
right?
And hopefully he doesn't throw it again for a strike.
Like that, you mean?
It's the exact same pitch.
I'll throw the same one again. Why not?
It's quickly ahead of Cody Ashley, 0-2. Go-to pitch, swing and a miss, and he got him. But Montero doesn't know where the ball is. Ashley breaks her first, but nice recovery by Montero. He's able to get Ashley by a step. Ashley didn't hesitate getting out of the box, and Montero couldn't find it. It was in front of him.
Well, he should realize it's in front of him because he blocked it. But he's looking down at his feet. But he had great help from his bench yelling behind you. Right there, they were yelling at him, and he realized
in
where
front
it
of
was.
you.
Yeah, depending on which way you're looking.
I'm confused.
Well, he was looking back towards us, so it's behind him. I should have said in fair territory.
I think
out there.
Exactly. They're just screaming, there. There's 2 outs, and Darren Ruff will step to the plate for the first time in this game.
It's like when infielders are helping outfielders on a fly ball when it's dark, and they're yelling up. No, duh. We know it's up.
Here's Kenny Giles.
I always used to yell, right here, right here, right here.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. It's 2-0 count to Darren Ruff. Andres Blanco stretching out on the on-deck circle.
Should be launch time right here, huh? Nope.
Green light him.
How about
Upstairs.
right here? Darren Ruff's not somebody that's comfortable swinging at this pitch.
Because he doesn't know his strength yet of hitting. He doesn't know if he's a low ball hitter, a high ball hitter.
Here's the 3-0 pitch, and he's taking all the way. It's over for a strike.
I'm glad they called it a strike because it was borderline. But
You're going to get that almost every time when it's 3-0, right?
Close to it.
3-1 pitch. That's outside for a ball, so he walks him. New York Mets are coming to town. Final homestand of the season. Tuesday, September 29th. Wednesday, September 30th. And Thursday, October 1st. All the games at 7:05. First place New York Mets, who are losing to the Atlanta Braves right now, 7-4 in the 9th. We'll be here in town. You can order your tickets now at Phillies.com. So Darren Ruff works himself a walk. He's down there at first, and that'll bring up Andres Blanco for his first at bat. Of course, Blanco in for the injured Cesar Hernandez, a dislocated thumb for Hernandez, and a collision down there at first base with Anthony Rizzo. First pitch to Blanco. Off speed. It's over for a strike. Curveball again. Edwards gets his sign for Montero. There's the 1-1 pitch. Line shot past the diving third baseman Chris Bryant into left field for a base hit. So Blanco is aboard, and the Phils with 2 outs have 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 8th.
Whitey, do it all, brother. Blanco, if I'm not mistaken, you guys know Spanish, as you said earlier. Is that not the word for white?
For white, absolutely. Yeah, I've had a couple people ask me why they refer to him as Whitey. That's why.
Blanco.
Yeah, that's it. Chris Bosio coming out to have a conversation with his young right-hander. With runners at first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. You just know the Phils would love to get 1 more, maybe 2 more. Give Kenny Giles a little bit of breathing room. That conversation is over. The entire infield involved. Edwards continues the conversation with himself. So Freddie Galvis will step to the plate.
Freddie come up with a base hit here. He'll have a pretty good day. Start off with 2 knocks.
Been on base 3 times. First pitch. He's over for a strike.
He's throwing that for a strike 4 out of 5 times.
Well, he definitely feels comfortable throwing the curveball to left-handed hitters.
That one's in the dirt. Nice job by Montero to keep that in front of him. The runners stay where they are. Phillies hoping to win the season series against the Cubs, a team that is most likely headed to the postseason. Of course, they swept them out in Chicago. Now trying to win 2 of 4 here in Philadelphia. 1-1 pitch. Line drive into the right center field gap. No one's going to get that one. That is up against the wall, and that's going to score 2. Here comes Blanco around third. He will score. Freddie Galvis slides into third, and he is out at third base as his slide came up a little short. But 2 runs did score.
And a very nice thing right there is Herrera was telling Blanco to continue running through the base. And that's the reason why he scored before Freddie Galvis just thrown out at third base.
All right, so it's 2 RBIs for Freddie Galvis, and the Phils add 2. They lead at 7-4.
After they wrap up this series with the Cubs, the Washington Nationals coming to town. And here are your probable pitchers for that series. Jordan Zimmerman going for the Nats. He'll be opposed by Aaron Nola in the first game on Monday night. Steven Strasburg and David Buchanan go head-to-head on Tuesday night. And on Wednesday in the finale, Gio Gonzalez and Adam Morgan, a couple lefties on the hill in that final game. Those are the probables coming up. But right now, the ball is in Ken Giles' hand as he tries to close it out against Chicago. Murph?
All right, thank you, Leslie. He does indeed. There you see the numbers. Appearing in his 62nd game. He got a win last night. He's 6-2 with an ERA of 1.45. He is in here to close this one down and get another save for Kenny Giles. First to face him will be Addison Russell, and the first pitch to Russell is over the outside corner for a strike. Kenny Giles, 12 straight innings of scoreless baseball for him. It's over for a strike as well. In fact, 35 of his last 38 appearances have been scoreless.
Schmitty, nice call on the Freddie Galvis base hit to have a very nice day right here.
It's the truth. 3-hit day for Freddie Galvis. That one is fouled straight back.
Well, 3-hit day, a couple RBIs, but it also helps you put that air behind you, which you made early in the game with the throw.
Crowd is a little energized. Looking for a strikeout from Kenny Giles.
Think energy.
And that's a line drive. Nice catch by Cody Ashley down there at third. Reaches out to his left, makes the catch. So that's the first out here in the top of the ninth. Here is Freddie Galvis's double. You can see, take a look at Blanco coming around third. You can see where Freddie Galvis is as he approaches second.
Yeah, and what I like, it's Herrera. He's watching the play, and he realizes Herrera's right here. He's being the captain. You know, you also got Darren right here to tell you as well. He's telling these guys to continue going through the bag hard because Freddie was going to third base, and you need to cross the home plate before he gets to third. So nice job of those guys being heads up and not just knowing when you score the run, your job's done. It is not. You have to help the guy behind you.
Nice job noticing that.
Absolutely.
It's an inside baseball right there.
So the Phils do indeed tack on those 2 runs, and that is big. So Kenny Giles comes in with a 3-run cushion. And that one is a base hit back up the middle. So Cubs have a base runner here in the top of the ninth. Which illustrates exactly why it's so important to get those extra runs when you can. So that'll bring up Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber walked his last plate appearance. You see, he's 0 for 3 on the day. You know what kind of damage he could do. Fowler leads off for first. First pitch is a ball, so it's 1-0 to Kyle Schwarber. 1 out here in the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. He was looking to close the gap right there with that swing.
Well, I don't think that's good baseball. I don't think Matt does either. I think the only way you can win this game is if you tie it up first, and you need 2 base runners for that to happen.
1-1 pitch over the outside corner. It's 1-2 now to Kyle Schwarber. 96 miles per hour.
You know, and Mike, we've talked about it all year, and Ben Davis and myself and Murph, you have, and Tom as well. The game has changed that way where hitters don't have to take pitches in situations. Down by 3, you're facing the closer. You know, you're told everyone's taking a strike because we need base runners.
Well, the only guy that doesn't have to take a strike is like Coughlin if he's up with 2 men on.
Right.
If you're the tying run at home plate.
Kenny Giles is ahead of Schwarber 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch that gets away from Cameron Rupp, and Fowler's going to move up to second.
Smoked Eric Cooper right in the foot.
That probably did not feel good. It's a wild pitch for Kenny Giles.
Right on his right foot.
Oh,
ouch.
Jeez.
You know, back to that taking when you're down in a game, there's a real strategy to hitting. It's a different strategy when you're hitting, and you're not the tying run in a game late innings. And the reason is, when you swing the bat, you're cutting down your percentage chance of getting to first base. If you don't swing the bat, there's a chance the umpire will call the pitch a ball. And if he calls 4 of them balls, you can go to first base without even swinging the bat.
That is the objective late when you're down, and that one is smothered by Rupp. Fowler has to stay where he is, but now the count is full 3-2. So Schwarber's got himself back into this. Full count. Giles has his sign from Rupp. Fowler leads off second. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive left field. Going back on it is Altair, and he'll make the catch. And quickly get that one back in. Fowler gets back to second. A reminder, stay tuned after the game. Marlon Anderson breaks down today's Phillies-Cubs series finale. It's only on Pure Auto Insurance presents Phillies post-game live. With 2 outs, hoping that Marlon Anderson will be talking about a Phillies win and a series split. It's a 4-game series. But first, Kenny Giles is going to have to get through this guy, Chris Coghlan, who has hit the ball hard 4 times today.
Yes, he has, and I want to tell you what would be a great play right now. You got Cody Ashley playing him back. Drop a little bunt down the third baseline right there and bring the tying run to your home plate.
He's full swinging and slices that one into the seats, so it's 0-1. Kenny Giles. Giles looking for his 13th save of the season.
Yeah, he said as many balls hard in this game as a lot of guys do in a week.
Yeah, that's the truth. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he swings through that one, and it's 0-2. Mets Braves, a good one in Atlanta. The Braves were leading 7-4. The Mets have come all the way back. Daniel Murphy, a 3-run shot in the 9th. My goodness, the Mets are hot. They're tying it up at 7-7. Right here, though, it's 7-4. The Phillies with the lead, and the Cubs down to their final strike. 2 outs and an 0-2 count on Chris Coghlan. Giles has a sign. The 0-2 pitch is a little high for a ball. It's 1-2. Reminder, tomorrow, Washington Nationals in town. It's our next telecast tomorrow at 7 p.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fowler leads off second. The 1-2 pitch from Giles. Swung on, foul. Ripped foul. Past the first base bag.
Wouldn't you love to know the difference between Cody Ashley and Chris Coghlan? They stand exactly alike. 404, 255, 16, 40. Look at the numbers are very similar. We're just catching Chris Coghlan as a really hot hitter, I guess, in this series.
Right. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Giles. Line drive. That's going to be a base hit into right field. And Dexter Fowler drops anchor at third base. Need to push it. Run means nothing. So runners at the corners now, and that's a 4-hit ball game for Chris Coghlan. You think back to that triple that could have been a double.
Or yeah, that's true. The triple that could have been a double, or the ball, the line shot to the 409 sign in center field was his only out.
He would have had himself the cycle today. What a day for Chris Coghlan. But because of those extra runs that the Phils were able to get in the bottom of the 8th, they still have a little bit of a cushion here. Runners on the corners. 7-4. And that'll bring up Anthony Rizzo.
And this is where you're going to see Darren regarding the line at first base. Your outfielders will back up 2 or 3 steps. No doubles allowed. And not necessarily for the ball to go over your head, but it's to cut the gap off a little quicker to get the ball in.
Anthony Rizzo, 29 home runs this year. First pitch to him is low and inside for a ball. It's 1-0.
Now that sign they're doing right there, the tap of the head, means all ball that's hit on the ground goes to second base.
Coghlan moves up to second. Defensive indifference. So second and third now. Giles steps off the rotor. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, line drive, and caught by Andres Blanco in shallow right field. And that is the ball game. The 13th save for Kenny Giles. He gets it done.